Alright, what's good YouTube? Welcome back to another YouTube video. So if you're new here, hit that subscribe button, leave a like down below. Today I'm just going to be going over today's price action. It is currently January 20th, Tuesday. First, I guess, trading day of the week since it was MLK Day yesterday. As you can see here, I took no trades today. Bro, I was about to take this fucking entry and price literally pumped 65 points. I'll show you guys that right now. Let me pull up that entry. So basically it was a 15-minute continuation. Hold up. It was a 15-minute count right here. Boom. Right. I'm going to break down my exact thought process going into this trade. And yeah, we had an SMT right there. ES. And then I was looking for a CISD right there to take out these highs. So I'm going to break down exactly what I was looking for in this trade. All I wanted to see was us close like right there, put my stop loss at the bottom of the manipulation, and TP at the highs, bro. And if you look, this is like what I wanted to see occur. But this fucking candle like printed like a motherfucker. We ended up going all the way up there. So definitely would not take in a trade like that. That was 65 points. There also was a 5-minute count right here, which I didn't like, which I'll go over in a minute. But yeah, so this was the trade I was watching today. This was honestly the only A+ opportunity of the day. There was actually a 15-second inversion right here, but man, I don't really trade. The lowest I'll go honestly is the 30-second. Really, the 15 seconds is something I don't have any experience with, so I'm not gonna go ahead and start trading this way randomly, right? But yeah, this was an A+ setup. I'll break it down real quick, starting on the 4-hour, kind of showing you guys what I was looking at into market open. Starting off the bat, we have this 4-hour gap right here on the left that overnight price came down, tapped into that 4-hour gap, then began to flip higher, showing that we were bullish. We also had a new week opening gap, which everyone and their fucking moms was targeting today. This was a super obvious draw. So basically went from ERL, external liquidity. Now we're looking for internal liquidity, which is that NWOG. We also had a very small 4-hour gap right here, which you could also be paying attention to, which we actually did close above at 7 a.m. And then if I went to the 1-hour, basically. So 4-hour, we're obviously bullish to the NWOG. Right, market opens right here. What do I see that's defending the NWOG? Basically what I saw that was defending the NWOG was this 1-hour bearish rally gap right there. So in price being right around this point on market open, looking at the chart, we're expecting that 4-hour. I want to see us go to this NWOG, but the only thing that's going to potentially stop us from doing so, is that 1-hour bearish rally gap. So before I take my entry, I want to see that get displaced through with very obvious momentum towards the upside. I'm going to go over that in a second here. But first, I'll go over the 5-minute con. So basically, market opens right here, 6:30, and we just absolutely print right off the open, go higher. Then we actually tapped 50% CE of the wick of the hourly. And then we had a retrace into that 5-minute gap. So if we're playing conditions to conditions here, we quite literally rejected 50% of the hourly bearish for value gap. It's an hourly gap, meaning it has more, I would call it power over a 5-minute gap. If you look at the reaction down, it was a decent reaction, decent flip. We had a 1-minute inversion right here. But I just remember at the time, like, you'd take your entry like this to a 1-to-1. Like the narrative of the day, and you would have hit 1-to-1. The narrative of the day, right, is the NWOG all the way up there, is potentially these Asia, London highs up ahead. But at the same time, we're defending these liquidity pools by this bearish 1-hour gap. So for us to drop down to the 5-minute after having respected that bearish gap to then take a small 5-minute wouldn't really make sense. Okay, so laying that out for my guys who took that 5-minute. I know a lot of people did. I know PB Blake took that 5-minute, but honestly, I don't agree with it. And I'm sure a lot of people did not agree with that. another thing here, go over my trade. So the 5 minute basically, go back, came up, fucked around, right, swept out a high, then 7 a.m. comes around. This is the 7 a.m. candle right here. 7 a.m. comes around, and if you look at where 7 a.m. currently is, right, we have LR below and LR above. LR meaning low resting liquidity. However, I'm bullish narrative-wise. The 1 hour also is defending the NWOG once again, but the 15-minute is a higher chance liquidity pool for us to get a reaction out of. Also, if you look at the way we've been treating this 1 hour, we, right, once again rejected it off the bat, so that showed that we were rejecting it. But then, as price played out, instead of us rejecting it and dumping right away, we actually just began kind of consolidating. So instead of viewing this now 1 hour as like an obstacle, I just viewed it as something that's causing price to slow down, not exactly something that's causing price to reject. Keep that in mind. And the only way we were able to know that is we let time play out, and time showed us that instead of us rejecting hard off that 1 hour, we were more consolidating, meaning this was more something stopping us from going higher than something rejecting us going lower. Okay, some sauce for y'all there. So 7 a.m. opens. Right when 7 a.m. opens, basically formed a 15-minute fair value gap. And as soon as this formed, I asked myself, okay, from right here, if price is to retrace into that 15-minute, would I take my entry? And hell yes, I would take my fucking entry there. I'm also going to mark it on ES. Also ES, right, went ahead and also made that 15-minute gap. So it was really nice on both pairs. Could drop down to the 1 minute here. Oops. This is when it gets interesting. So drop down to the 1 minute. All right, perfect. So, all right, let's pull it up on ES. Show y'all we're clear. It's right here in the day. Yep. So, okay, 7 a.m. opens, price and starts to go down, retraces, right? This was a manipulation or a failed manipulation towards the upside, went down. So basically at this point, we're just adding liquidity pools. Adding liquidity to target with a lack of manipulation. 7 a.m., the 4 hour candle, wicked higher, lacks manipulation, started to go into a discount. So we're in a time discount at this current point. Then price comes down, hits our 15-minute. So right here, I'm looking for buys right off the bat. We can see the only thing stopping us going higher was this 1 minute bearish value gap right here. But the reason why I did not take this inversion right here, which I'm sure a lot of people did because technically it is an inversion, is because if you look at ES, we have these stacked lows right here. See current prices right here. So ES comes down, fails to swipe or take out these lows right here on the left, which was a super negative confluence for me because if ES just edged this liquidity point, there's a high chance we're going to come back down and sweep it out, meaning we're going to come back up here, right, which is currently there on ES. We're going to come down, sweep it out again, come down, sweep it out again, maybe form an SMT, etc. So that was the one reason why I didn't take this entry. The second reason why I didn't take this entry is because it was a super weak inversion. You can see this candle was the one that actually attempted to first inverse the gap, then a wick down, and this was a heavy wick rejection. I remember first looking at this candle, we looked really nice to go higher, and then this is a very weak inversion. Based on the way price is moving, it doesn't really, in the way that we manipulated into the 15, especially with these two candles here, it looks like the sellers are more on the side versus the buyers. Okay, we had more bearish momentum into the gap than we had bullish momentum out of it, paired with the fact that ES just edged these lows down here, really was showing me that most likely price is going to fail this inversion, head lower. Also, another fact is that we have 715 opening right here, and if you know anything about time and price, when we have another 15-minute candle open, especially in a certain scenario like this, there's a very high probability that we're going to go down and remanipulate this low, have a stop hunt, and then have the real move to the upside. So If you see here, 7:15 opens, we fuck around, go higher, manipulate this high, then have a fat displacement to the downside, manipulating the low. And of course, we want to see a stop hunt within a high time frame for value gap, like the 15-minute. So that was a really good confluence there. Fuck, my arm just glitched. My arm just fucked up. Not glitched. I was in the gym, and if you hit biceps heavy, you know, fucking sometimes your forearm be spazzing. So yeah, basically we had 7:15, right? That candle basically went like this, opened higher, fucked around, went higher again, then went lower. So the candle from the top wick, now we're in a discount on that next 15-minute candle that just opened. We come down, take out this low, and we put in an SMT with ES. If you zoom in on ES right here, you can see we formed the SMT. Now you can still come up with the argument that, okay, we did form an SMT, but we still did edge that low on ES. Now, if ES really did want to take out the low right there, we would have done it in that current moment. Then we began pushing higher and had a crack in correlation within the gap. So I was honestly very confident from this point that ES was just not going to sweep out the lows and continue higher, because NQ just had true manipulation. Also, if you look in general, right, NQ is just a lot stronger than ES. So that was also another adding factor to it. After seeing the SMT hold on this candle right here, all I want to see from this point was, once again, the CISD above the high. And the reason why in this scenario I didn't look for an inversion is because there was no fair value gap that formed on the 1 minute. There was no fair value gap that formed on the 30-second too. I'll pull that up real quick. So you can see there was no 30-second gap. The only gap that formed was on the 15-second. And like, bro, I've never taken an entry off the 15-second in my entire life. Now, we can see it did play out, right? You take the inversion, that was pretty clean. Entry right there also was a CISD entry on the 15-second. But, man, I just never taken a 15-second before. Today wasn't going to be the first day I did it. And we can see, right, price just ended up absolutely ripping on that candle. So I wasn't going to take an entry there. I just viewed it as like a fuck, right? It is what it is. And then we ran TP. But yeah, so that was the trade. And then as soon as we hit this internal right here, I just hopped off for the day. So yeah, that was my trading day. Kind of how I viewed the charts today. Was a very interesting day, bro. You don't really usually see some candle like this when this scenario forms. Also, we're pretty choppy on the 5-minute, which wasn't the greatest. But overall, 10 out of 10 trading day for me. I stuck to my plan, stuck to my rules, faded that 5-minute as I should. And then when this formed right here, I faded that, stayed strong in my approach, waited for, once again, that SMT to play out, the crack in correlation. Then we had the CISD, we were looking good, and then we just ripped. So, didn't crash out, kept on my word, was a great trading day. 10 out of 10 trading day. We're going to see how tomorrow goes. But, bro, as long as I keep up what I'm doing, bro, as long as I keep up my approach on the charts, bro, I'm going to make that 500K by the end of 2026. That ass, bro. I got a scaling plan. We got topstep accounts we're looking to hop on. We got Tradeify accounts we're looking to hop on. We got FTMO accounts I'm looking to fucking copy trade. But all we got to do first, right, is get these trading combines passed right here. Once I get these passed and trade on them for like a week or two, I'm then going to go ahead and buy the Tradeify accounts. The reason why I'm doing this is because basically I want to build up both my balances so I can copy trade them. Because the Tradeify accounts are going to have 6K in drawdown. These accounts only have 2K in drawdown. So I want to build up the buffer on these a little bit more, then copy trade both my Tradeify, my topstep accounts. Then I'm going to go and buy 400K FTMO funding, giving me 40K in drawdown. And I'm going to be entering those trades off my phone. So really excited. I'll pull up, I'll show you guys. This is MT5 right here. Basically, I just opened up a demo account yesterday to see how spreads are. And I opened up a 200K account. And I had a little demo trade on there for 4 bands profit. So the spreads are really good on FTMO. Just entering off the phone is super clean on NAS 100. Everything's falling together. Everything's doing great. I journaled today, put in my notes, journaled it as I followed my rules. Bro, really? Today was an awesome trading day. Like, I can sit here and be sad that I didn't make money, but at the same time, like, bro, I followed my rules to the T. I did exactly what I needed to do. I followed my shit. I faded the bad setups. I went to take the good setups when, this candle came in that I didn't expect. I still stayed solid in my approach. I didn't let that affect my thought process, and I just hopped off the charts. So today was an A+ trading day. As long as I keep this up going into the near future, right? Being rich is going to be, it's going to be like undeniable. It's going to happen. As long as I keep on doing what I'm doing, I don't switch up my trading approach and get emotional on the charts, which I haven't done in fucking a while now. And I start to slowly scale up with topstep, Tradeify. I caught the instant fundeds. Yeah, I think I just made a Instagram video about that. I'll pull that up real quick. Check out these accounts, bro. These accounts are low-key crazy. So, right here, they're the Lightning instant funded. I'll get the 150Ks. So basically, you have a 20% consistency rule, which does suck, but I will be copy trading these with my top steps, and low-key, that's not a problem for me. I'll just go for 10K per account, and then I just risk like two contracts per position. So I really shouldn't be going over 2K profit target. I mean, with the way I trade, like even this trade today was a 1 to 2. Like that 1 to 2s would be the biggest trades I would take. And then right here we get max drawdown of 6,000. So I'll be copy trading my top steps with these, and then in combination with FTMO accounts. Pull these up real quick, show y'all what I'm talking about. But these accounts are low-key goated, I can't lie. This is going to be like building up a live account per se. So they have like these 200K accounts right here. Step 1's 10%, step 2 is 5%. I'll be risking like 2% per trade by 2 of these. So that's going to give me 40K in drawdown. 40K drawdown. I'll be risking, like I said, 2% per account. So 2% of 200K is 4,000. So I'll be risking 4,000 times 2. So I'll be risking 8,000 per position, which gives me 5 trades to blow, which is going to be super rare, which won't happen. So basically, I'm be risking 8,000 per position on my FTMO accounts, plus I'm be risking 1,000 per position on these Lightning 150s times 5. So I'm be risking 8,000 plus 5,000. And then on my top steps, I'll be risking like 2,500, which is just 500 per. So per trade in potentially 2 months, I'm going to be risking $15,000 per trade. Now, these FTMO accounts are going to take me a little while to pass, so I might go ahead and get like some like take profit trader, like alpha accounts on the side, but in due time. So not in 2 months, but in 2 months, I'm going to have the Tradeify accounts, or in like a month and a half, I'll have the Tradeify accounts. And then in like 3-4 months, I'm going to buy the FTMO accounts. It's going to probably take me 2 months. So in 4 months from now, I'm going to be trading 15K risk on these accounts. And I'm also going to be planning to buy like take profit accounts, alpha future accounts. What else do I got on my phone here? I'm going to be looking to buy, yeah, like I said, oh yeah, my funded future accounts also. So if I buy, right, my funded futures, if you look, they have like these core 50Ks. So I could stack 5 of those. So that's going to add another 2,500 risk per position. And then I'm going to add the take profit trader accounts. So these bad boys. Let's see, I'm pulling them out. Yeah, so they have basically, once again, take profit trader has like 550Ks available. So that's another 2,500 plus I'd go with alpha futures. And then I would just get like, if y'all know anything about alpha futures, I'm going to cop the advanced Johns. So these. And I get the 100Ks. So that'd give me 3.5. So I'd risk 1,000 per. So that's 3,000 on 3 accounts. So basically, the scaling plan is to first trade these top steps, get them passed. Once I build up a little buffer, buy the Tradeifys, which are going to be instant funding. Then buy the FTMOs. Get a fat payout on these two while building up my live account with FTMO. After I get a fat payout on both of these, go ahead, buy my Fennet futures, buy Take Profit Trader, buy Alpha Capitals. By then, once I get these passed, most likely my FTMO is going to be passed. And then in potentially 4 months, I'm going to be risking $23,000 per position. Let's say I have an average of 1.5 risk to reward. Boom. And I win 5 trades per month. Could say that's really solid. 5 trades per month, easy. So I'm going to be making $176,000 per month. We'll do for a profit split. Basically 150 grand per month if I win 5 trades per month with all these accounts. So this is what I'm planning to get to in the next 4 to 5 months. And really it's not going to cost that much. The only problem is that eventually I get moved to live on topstep, which isn't an issue because once again I'm only risking 2,500, so that's perfectly fine. FTMO is going to be like my live account. Tradeifys, those will probably get moved to live. All these I'm going to get moved to live, so really FTMO is going to be my biggest prop. I'm going to get these accounts, look to have them, scale me up, and then get to risking dumb money, get to making 150K a month. So that's the plan. Say I'm delusional, I don't give a shit. It's fucking possible. But yeah, let's get it, boys. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Once again, this was just a trade recap. If I continue to do exactly what I did in today's trade recap on a day-to-day basis, flying my edge to the T, staying super disciplined in my approach, staying super smart in my executions, I'm going to be making 150K a month in 6 months, and that's on the lower spectrum. So yeah, I mean, shit, boys. Shit is possible. I just laid out all the math, and we're going to lock the fuck in. We're going to make it happen. I'll catch up, boys, in the next video. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button. Let's fucking get it.